Hello and welcome back to You've Been Schooled. My name is Edie Elmquist, and today I have three wonderful guests with me.
I'm Trip Panawazik.
I'm Sean Lee.
I'm Cindy Chen.
And today we are going to be talking about politics and sports and if athletes should be able to share their political opinions on and off the field. So I think a lot of times in sports, one of the most popular forms of protest is we see athletes kneeling during the anthem. And I know, Trip, you have a very strong opinion about athletes doing this.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit ridiculous to put in this most blatant way possible is that it's the national anthem. It represents so much more than the current political state and what's happening in the White House right now. It represents all the hard work, all the people who fought for the country in World War II, World War One, and so on. And I think that kneeling during that discredits a lot of their work as well. I get the thought behind it, but I just completely disagree with doing it. I think it's very disrespectful.
But do you think that the Knicks, so you've mentioned the White House, and the Knicks are invited. So do you think that their organization should force all of them to go, or do you think they should have a decision to be able to not?
I mean, obviously, I think they have a decision to do that, whether or not. But, however, I think it's a good look to go. I think that most teams have gone to the White House, and also, if I were a Knicks player, whether or not I agree with the president, I would go to the White House. I mean, I think that that's more of just. I think that there should be less backlash if someone chooses not to go for that one because it's all their personal opinion, their personal choice.
Yeah.
Yep, and as a foreigner, when I first see the players kneeling on besides the national flag, I think it's fine when I first saw it because it's a form of like expressing your thoughts, like in my opinion. And for the Knicks, I think that they should have go to the White House because in my opinion, like it's a way of like respecting the. It's a kind of ritual for NBA champions to go to the White House. So I think they should have go there.
Yeah, I think so too. So I believe that they should be allowed to do that behavior because like I think kneeling is like a peaceful way that they show their opinions or they want to tell others the political issue or something about their country, and it's a respectful way because it's not about violence or what. So I totally agree that they do this behavior.
Well, I personally think that athletes should have an opinion, maybe like outside of sports, and they should have their own, like life outside of it, and they can. And so, kind of relating to the whole White House, we did see Jackson Dart, and he showed up at a Donald Trump rally, I think a few months ago, and he definitely got backlash on that. So, I personally think that athletes should have the decision to do what they want, but he cannot get mad if people do not support his decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's fair to say. I just think that he has every right to go to a Trump rally. I mean, that's his personal political opinion. It's just like, I mean, if we're going to apply the same standards to everyone else, then we're not applying the same standards to everyone else. He's a person outside of the stadium. I mean, he has a life, he has a family, so we should give him the same um kind of same thought that we give anyone else going to a Trump rally. And yeah, sure, it's okay to give him backlash, but I think that it's kind of ridiculous that he's the only one getting backlash.
But the thing is, like, he's a very famous athlete and he's like a public figure. And when social media developed, they no longer like represent themselves, but also represent their franchise and also like their families and stuff. So I think that it wasn't a good move for him to like go to the rally.
I also think that as a quarterback, like maybe it is a little bit different because you are like a captain, you're the leader, you represent that team. Like when people think of the Giants franchise, you think of Jackson Dart. So I think that maybe he is a separate athlete, but you can't look at that as the Giants support the
I
Donald Trump
agree with
Foundation.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, it's anyone who looks at it like that is too black and white to look at it like that. It's too much of like, oh, he's just a football player. He's not just a football player. Imagine if you received that much backlash for just expressing your political opinion. It's not fair and it's not right. And he has every right to go to a Trump rally. And I think he will get some backlash for it, but I think he should not have backlash for it because it is his right as a human being to express his opinions.
Yeah, he has the right, but I think he should be thinking about his responsibility and the consequence if he have like done that action.
Yeah. Another athlete that we have seen that has used I guess, his platform to stand up against social issues is Muhammad Ali. So he did do something that is criminal, which was he dodged the draft. So I think that he should have been he was punished, and he should be, because he should be treated as a human, and that's what happened. So
Yeah, I mean, it's a responsibility as a citizen of the United States that if you're a man and there's a draft, that you either get drafted and you go to war or you serve a sentence in jail. And that's part of living on the greatest country in the history of the world. Like, that's just part of the responsibility that comes along with that. Now, do I think that it's fair always? No, and I don't think that he should have gotten 5 whole years and stripped of all of his accomplishments. But I think that that it's kind of just it's life as a citizen of the U.S.
I think like he deserved the consequences, but also he's like the earliest like activist for the rights something. But in other aspect, like he's right, but for consequences and in law he's not correct.
mhm.
Yeah, I think he is just believe what he think is right. So yeah.
And then we also watched the Trojan Wars movie yesterday. And we saw that Reggie Bush was, stripped of his accomplishments because of breaking NCAA rules. Um, as I said in the film, he was a kid and he took that money, and I don't think that he should be punished for that. It had nothing to do with what he did on the field, because what he did on the field is separate.
100%. I think it's ridiculous that he was punished for that. Honestly, like, he's a kid, he's young and dumb, and he had thinking about where he came up, how he grew up and everything. It's very tough to give that opportunity to a
I,
kid and him not take it.
no, I do
How
think
his
that
parents-
he broke the rules.
He
So
broke
you
the
should
rules,
be
but
punished, but you shouldn't have taken his
it
accomplishments.
discredited a lot of the work that he had put in that had nothing to do with that.
I completely agree.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think like when he is young, he is really dumb, so he made that action. But um, like the consequence is not that fair to him.
But I
Mhm.
think it's like his accomplishment shouldn't be taken away.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that one. I did want to circle back, however, to we're talking about people kneeling during the national anthem.
Mhm.
And I just want to circle back to that like sure they have every right to do so, but I think that I just don't think it's a great way of protest.
So what else do you think they should do?
I think that there's so many other things they could donate to different organizations that stand for what they're trying to protest. There's just many other things that are better to do than to kneel during the national anthem, which is so much more than the current political climate. Like, you're kneeling to the accomplishments of veterans who lost their lives, who lost their limbs,
Yeah.
fighting for the very freedom that we enjoy today. And that's just, like, to me, ridiculous that you would, over an issue that's happening in today's cultural, political climate, and you would then use that to discredit some of that work. I think it's extremely disrespectful, in my opinion. I don't think that it should be done.
So when you guys are watching sports, would you rather the athletes just shut up and dribble? You'd rather just watch them play the sport, not make a statement?
Uh, I don't know. What do you guys want to?
Yeah, I think they they shouldn't make a lot of statements. So I think that especially when you're not even famous, you shouldn't be making a lot of statement on court, and because you cannot represent the group. And for the famous one, yeah, I think they can represent the whole athlete group as a whole, but only for minority of them, like not all of them.
Yeah, I think so too. So they should like just shut up and do what they need to do.
I do think a big part of sports, though, is seeing that personal side of athletes. And I think social media has helped us see that. Like, I can follow athletes on Instagram. I can know what they do every day. And I think that that's what makes it interesting to me.
And I also sure, I think that it's important for you to be informed when you say things like that. And sure, they have a big responsibility with how big of a following they have. But I think that to just say, shut up and dribble, as that one reporter said to Bronny, I think that it's just not right. I mean, they have every right to express an opinion. They got to where they are.
Yeah.
That's their accomplishment. And now they have the responsibility of doing what they want while they're at that place and they have that popularity.
Yeah, but I think it has to be out. It doesn't have to be, but it should be outside of your organization because of that. Okay, so that's all that we have for today. Thank you for watching. You've been schooled.